CIG TV News Brief, community headlines and weather forecasts. I'm Donna Bush. Today we begin with 12 days of feature videos on the newest group of Proud of Them recipients. Let's meet recipient Zariah Anglin.
When I got the email, I was very surprised because I hadn't talked to my English teacher, Mrs. Stephanie Blake, who nominated me at first. But it's something that I've wanted to be on the billboard since I was in the 10th grade, but I just never had anyone to nominate me. But I guess just working hard, eventually someone will recognize the effort that you're putting in. So I was very excited that I actually got honored for it.
I nominated Zariah because I think she's an incredible example of what hard work and determination can achieve. She overcame a difficult loss as a child and worked very hard to be graduating at the top of her class and become the junior tourism ambassador for the Cayman Islands.
Zariah has had to grow up at a young age, overcome some hard obstacles, and instead of using that as an excuse, she used it as a motivation and an inspiration. And once she has that in place, then there was no stopping her. So I've always seen that in her.
I think it's really important to look at not just achievements, but also character when making this nomination. I think the honoree should be someone who has integrity and honesty and is hardworking, as well as their personal achievements.
Because I got awarded for academics, but I'm sure there are other nominees who were awarded for other things, whether sports or music. And as long as you're dedicated to whatever your craft is or whatever you're working towards, I believe that that is the biggest trait you need.
The Proud of Them recipients can be seen on billboards across the 3 Cayman Islands for the next 12 months. And join us tomorrow when we meet another recipient, Rayanne Ebanks Hides.
Good morning! Welcome to the YMCA.
And speaking of our youth, more than 150 young people, staff, volunteers, teen leaders, and community partners participated in the 5th annual YMCA Leaders for Youth Conference on the weekend. Supported by the Ministry of Education and Youth, the conference is the Cayman Islands YMCA's largest training and development held event each year. Workshops were held highlighting various topics of interest to young people, including social emotional learning for teens, skills for child protection, enhancing mathematics, and being aware of children's needs. Councillor Barbara Connolly was one of several speakers at the event.
The Ministry of Education initiated the EASP in 2011. The program was born out of a need to provide wholesome and challenging activities for our children in a structured environment led by caring and knowledgeable adults. And I must give credit to Greg, who is the captain of the ship, Jillian, his co-pilot, and their crew. Remember, the ship only reaches a safe destination if the leaders remain steady at the helm. In 2015, the ministry awarded the YMCA a contract to manage this program. As a ministry, we felt that the YMCA could enable the program's continued success by facilitating further development of our island's youth. Currently, the program serves over 1,300 youth each year. Through the program, the YMCA, or the Y, has brought together a highly qualified team of approximately 100 staff and 50+ volunteers and community partners who contribute to the success of this program.
And young people involved with the YMCA and their leaders from across the Caribbean and North America traveled to Grand Cayman to participate. Well, the Department of Children and Family Services and Family Resource Center clients enjoyed a festive Christmas thanks to a new Cayman Islands government initiative. Part of these agencies' annual presents drive in supporting the CIG Giving Tree Appeal, civil servants and local businesses donated nearly 400 gifts. Now, the portfolio of the civil service collected $1,000 in 1 hour to buy gift vouchers for the drive, while one civil service couple donated what would have been the value of their wedding anniversary dinner to the community outreach campaign. Recipients included young children, young parents, and older persons with presents ranging from baby items to gift cards and a laptop, as well as individual gifts placed under the given tree in the government admin building's lobby. The appeal was supported by His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Martin Roper, and his wife Lizzie, as well as the Deputy Governor, the Honorable Franz Manderson, and his wife Nuvia. Deputy Governor Manderson says it was truly heartwarming to see everyone supporting the initiative and working together to make lives better. Now for a check on other community stories making Radio Cayman headlines today. Minister of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, the Honorable Joseph Hugh, is participating in the 4th Annual Caribbean Infrastructure Forum that's being held in Kingston, Jamaica this week. The Caribbean Infrastructure Forum brings together the region's public sector utilities, financiers, and project investors to map out the region's infrastructure needs, foster new relationships, as well as to introduce Caribbean projects to international sources of expertise and enhancing financing. Well, Minister Hughes' senior staff will also visit the parishes of Clarendon and St. James, where they will tour new and various facilities. And for this and other stories making Radio Cayman headlines, you can go online to radiocayman.gov.ky. Taking a look now at today's weather forecast from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. An increase in cloudiness and showers is expected over the Cayman area from this evening as a cold front moves over the Yucatan Peninsula and the associated prefrontal trough extends over our area from that. Now, today's high temperature reached 83 degrees, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers is expected with possible thunder. Winds are from the north to northeast of 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts. Sea conditions will be moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. And of course, remember, you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast there. Remember, you can also download the National Weather Services app, CINWS. All right, and that's it for today's news brief here on CIG Television. We thank you for joining us, and I wish you a wonderful night.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911, The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know your mailing address details on your land register must be up to date in order to receive notices on new development which may impact you? Visit Lands and Survey Department to check your mailing address is correct. Did you know that walls, fences located along the road require planning permission no matter the height? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that fences and walls within the high water setback require planning permission no matter the height? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that a trellis structure requires planning permission? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that a deck more than 6 inches above finished grade requires planning permission? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know that planning permission is required for a sign? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know you should check with the department before leasing a property or unit for a business as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Join Donna Bush weekdays at 6 p.m. for the CIG-TV News Update. Get the latest on what's happening in government on a daily basis. News Update first at 6 p.m.
The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has launched a new service to apply for a police clearance certificate online. To make this process quick and easy, ensure you have digital copies of all required documents readily available. At a minimum, you'll need a copy of your passport photo page. Our website lists the full requirements. If you are using an Apple iOS or Android mobile device, you can use the camera to take photos of these documents while completing your application. After you have read the instructions and are ready to start, type in the alphanumeric string from the CAPTCHA image and click the green button that says Start Application. If you can't read the letters and numbers properly, click Can't Read Image below the photo to try again. To complete your application, you will follow 5 simple steps. These are shown at the top of each page, and the blue circle will always show where you are right now. Enter the requested data in each field. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Each field has some help information, and please pay attention to the correct format for dates and telephone numbers in particular. When selecting your birthday, you can also use the calendar feature. If a field has a drop-down list, you can scroll through alphabetically or start typing to find the correct option. you will be asked to enter your email address twice to ensure it's correct. This is the address we will use to send you a confirmation email and receipt. Once you have entered all of the required information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. If you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. On this page, answer the questions about past offenses, provide details if relevant, and then click Next. In this step, you will select the type of service being requested and details of the person applying, as well as anyone who might pick up the certificate on his or her behalf. If you select certain options, more information may be required at this stage or later in the process when you are uploading your documents. Finally, select the reasons you are applying and then click Next. If you make a mistake, use the drop-down menu to change the reason or click the red X to delete a line. Remember, if you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. If you need to go back to a previous page to review or change data you already entered, you can use the Back button. You can also navigate through the process using the links at the top of the page. On this page, you will be asked for the relevant digital documents to support your application. On each line, click the Upload icon, select the correct file, and then click Upload. Repeat this process for each document. Based on the information you've already entered, this page will tell you the basic documents required. However, please remember to read the guidance notes to ensure you've included everything for your particular application. You can click the Upload More Documents button if you need to add more files, using the Comments field to briefly explain the additional documents you are submitting. If you go back to previous sections after uploading documents and make changes that affect these requirements, you may need to re-upload your documents. This is the final page before submission. Please review all information provided to ensure it is accurate and complete. You won't be able to change anything on this page, but you can use the Back button or the links at the top of the page to return to earlier pages and update any field. By submitting this application, you are declaring that the information provided is accurate and truthful. If you are satisfied with your application, click Proceed to Online Payment. You may need to allow pop-ups and then click the button again to show the payment screen where you will enter your debit or credit card information. The Cayman Islands government accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can use a debit or credit card issued anywhere in the world. Payment will be processed in Cayman Islands dollars for local service, and in United States dollars for overseas service. If you have questions about any exchange rate that will be used, or foreign currency transaction fees, please contact the bank that issued your card. The Cayman Islands government will not receive or retain your card information. Once your online payment has been authorized, you can view and print your receipt. Click Continue to return to our webpage for details on pickup date and time. If there is an issue with your application and we have to contact you for more information, your application may be delayed. You will also receive a confirmation email with this information and your official receipt. Please remember to bring your passport for identification when you collect your certificate from the Criminal Records Office.
Join Donna Bush weekdays at 6 p.m. for the CIG TV News Update. Get the latest on what's happening in government on a daily basis. News Update first at 6 p.m.